been over 2 decades and counting. Can you let us into your childhood? How was growing up like?
Growing up was very interesting. I was born and bred in Port Harcourt. As early as the age of 5, I was renting my bicycle out to other children in the environment and making money, and also went into cinematography using a box, a pinhole box cinema, which was very interesting. Also did a little bit of candle production using a wax. We used to have a wax factory in Port Harcourt. I don't know whether it's there. So you go there, take their waste, get some pawpaw stems, and put some thread and the wax, come up with our own candle. Very interesting days of entrepreneurship.
Can you let us now into your career, your education?
I did the first 3 years of my primary school in Port Harcourt, UNA. Then during the war, we had to come back to Oshogbo. Was a Methodist school, Oshogbo. I had to repeat primary three times, simply because I couldn't speak a word of Yoruba. If you thought that in Yoruba states they lost speaking Yoruba now and teaching Yoruba, imagine the 60s. Those teachers were teaching English in Yoruba, mathematics was in Yoruba, everything was in Yoruba, so we didn't understand what they were saying. It took us about 2 years to understand the language, and another 1 year to be able to pass primary 3, then went to primary 4. But the most important things I remember about Oshogbo was the fact that I had to hawk buns on the street, and I had to do a lot of coconut candy in class to make money, and that was very interesting. So I remember my primary school days more for the businesses of doing coconut candy, of doing photography. If you thought our ladies love selfies now, when I was in primary school, our ladies, they really love taking photographs of themselves. So I had a half brother of mine that gave me a camera. So instead of facing my academics, I was busy using that camera to take a lot of the ladies in my class, mostly the ladies. The boys did not have time for me. We take their photographs, send it to UK. Within 2 weeks, the postal system was pretty good in those days. Within 2 weeks, the photographs would come back. I have it distributed. I made a lot of money. I was the richest in my class, from Form 3 to Primary 3 to Primary 6. Pretty rich, selling coconut candy and doing photography. That's what I can remember about my primary school. The academic part of it, I think I went through it. I must have passed because I got admitted to Oshogbo Grammar School, also in Oshogbo. Did a little bit of photography in my Form 1, but I then changed business to sports promotion. I call it sports promotion. It was actually more of betting. Funny enough, I must say that it started from Ife. I had a lecturer then, a professor, a Dr. Baya Kinde. I was always absent in class. He wanted to put me under his tutelage and also for me to be serious. He didn't know what I was doing running out of school, which was to go and drive my taxi or party. So during a long vac, he asked me to stay with him. I actually forgot that people normally apply for IT. So when I went to him, that look, I learned that people are going for IT. This was after the semester was closed. So you are the guy that doesn't come to class. So he just kept me under his tutelage, which was very interesting. But it was a major advantage because it gave me what you call the SDK85, a design toolkit, which was like assembling your own computer system. And it was probably the best IT anybody could have done, which I was able to get by default. So I assembled, soldered a PC and used it to control a traffic light on campus. And that was one of the best.
In
1981. Right. So it was a major uptick for me in terms of knowledge. So I did 2 of those experiments, and that gave me the confidence to be able to repair computers, build my own computers. So by the time I left, I was already good in doing what was now evolving personal computers. So when I came out and I had to serve at Debbie's in Ikeja, I was already very good in maintaining computers. I spent 3 months in Debbie's before I resigned as a youth copper. Yeah, I had to resign after 3 months because we had difference of opinion with the proprietor. After I resigned, of course, there was always market. There's always a need to be fulfilled in the marketplace. A consulting firm, Ernst & Young, it used to be called Ernst & Whining, discovered me and asked me to come and repair their computers. So I did that on part-time basis for a while. Then NYC called me back, forced me back, I must say, because they said nobody resigns from NYC, that I will be the first person to resign. I said, why not? It's not compulsory for me to do any NYC. But then in the Lagos office, the director, very lovely lady, I can't remember her name now, encouraged me to come back to finish it and collect the certificate for whatever it's worth. So I went back, and that was also something very good, because going back now introduced me to the sufferings that school students in secondary school, public secondary school, go through. And that made me in later years to pioneer something we call the volunteer corps.
At what point did you now set up Chams?
By the time I was finishing my MBA, I was doing my taxi driving. I had the maintenance business of PCs coming up. I also had another business, which was egg distribution. You find me Thursday, Friday not being at Unilag, going to buy eggs from Obasanjo Farms, Daniel Estaport, load it onto a bus, and then start distributing eggs in 1004 Rib Roof Towers, Bar Beach Towers. It was very good business, which I combined with my taxi driving. But by the time I finished my MBA, I was still doing it. Unfortunately, the federal government banned the importation of yellow maize. Yellow maize is a major component into our feeds for chicken. Suddenly I went to the farms, Obasanjo, Estaport, Daniel Farms. I used to take like 2,000 crates of egg every week at that point in time. That week, I think I got less than 200 crates, from 2,000 to less than 200 crates.